Minecraft, a world filled with blocks and unlimited power to the player that the grid will allow. The world is free to do whatever the player wants it to do, able to build monuments and entire worlds within its borders. But how that world came to be is a mystery. The villagers talk rumors about the old world in a language that the player cannot understand. The world that the ancients called the Cave Age. The ancients, before the humble zombie or skeleton even set foot in the world, was a powerful force able to conquer and tear from the lands to their will, creating gateways to hell and to the void. They slaughtered everything in their wake to create a safe haven for themselves. Old fortresses and bastions are remnants of the terraforming, forgotten monuments that the ancients used for their forces. At the heart of their empire was a greed for more, a hunger to terraform the land to their will and to bend every creature to their purpose. They did so with beautiful results. The land, a wonderful blend of nature and city, and the animals were happy to be there. Hell was cleansed of its sins. But the void they had difficulty with. They set a foothold in the void, created cities and masterful creations. But the dragon that roamed the void was not happy with their presence. They slain the dragon and used it for their own gain. The dragon only wanting to protect its realm from the ancient's hand. The egg of the dragon was hidden from public eye by the Endermen, and soon the ancients were driven out of their expansion by them. The End City were repurposed and used for the Endermen, as a reminder to drive out the ancients should they return. Ships still floated in the sky, and the ancients were gone from that world. It was then that their empire started to collapse, and they wanted more to expand and to build. But they've done what they can in the Nether, and the End is now actively hostile toward them. So what can they do? They heard about a new realm, a land to explore and conquer, its name lost to time, but they wanted to see it, to expand beyond what they know and what they already have. They built a portal, one far greater than the rest and more powerful than anything they had done in the past. But then, the god's rage was heard. A terrible shriek filled the air. The day of the skulk commenced. From the sky above, a beam of dark light struck the ground. The buildings around it blown to rubble and grown over with something that they would later be called skulk. The light dispersed, and all that remained was a creature simply called the Warden. It rampaged their empire, and when one died, another was pushed onto them. It destroyed their history, their lives, their culture. It tore down everything that they had created, leaving only a trail of starlight material behind it. The day of the skulk left nothing but a myth that was the ancients. Hell took back its own world, and the fortresses were distorted over time, along with the bastions. The gods themselves had had enough of the ancients. They saw their lands changed so much that they no longer recognized it as their own creation. The Warden was created with the sole intent to kill them off, and it did just that. Hundreds of years later, once the god put the cities beneath the earth, a new life was made for the world. The player was created.